It's 2024 and you need a portfolio website. In this video, I'll show you how to create a portfolio website within WordPress. So let's get started, but before we do, make sure to drop a like and subscribe to the channel. Alright, so today this is the preview of the website we're going to create. I'm going to replicate exactly this website right here. As you can see, yes, that is me in the photos. I've added a few things, changed a bit of content here, and yeah, this is the end result that you'll see. All the pages here work. We have a home page, an about page, my works page, just kind of like a portfolio where you can link to your work, etc. So yeah, when you open this, it can link to whichever website you want it to link to. And you also have a contacts page where I've created a form so that people can reach out to you. So yeah, this is what it looks like. So yeah, let's get started. Alright, so here we are with a fresh new installation of WordPress. So first, let's get started with our theme. So click on add new theme. And the theme we're going to install is called Sakura. It's one of my favorite themes. So yeah, install. Now once it has been installed, click on activate. Alright, so there you go, the theme has been installed. You won't see much on your website. So first of all, let's add a few plugins. I'm going to add this plugin called Block Art. It's a Gutenberg Blocks plugin. It's pretty good. So install this. Now once installed, click on activate, and now you'll be redirected to their dashboard. But yeah, we can leave this as is. Now let's install another plugin. We're gonna add a new plugin. It's called the Everest Forms. Now we're gonna be using this plugin in the end when we're going to create the form. But yeah, while we're at it, let's install it as well. And once installed, click on activate, and now we're pretty much done. Alright, so now we can get started by adding our pages. Let's get started with our home page. So once we're here, let's type in home. And what I want to do is I want to use one of their starter packs. It's called the Freelancer, and I really like this one. So we have 3 different pages from here: home, work, and about. So yeah, let's go ahead, let's import the home page. Alright, so once imported, you'll see something like this. Now one thing that you'll have to do is you're gonna have to go right here and select all these sections and turn them full width, just so the design looks good. Right, so here we are, this is the design. We're gonna have to change a few things. So yeah, let's get started. First things first, let me publish this page and let me show you what the page looks like. So this is what the page looks like. A few things that we need to change. First things first, we're gonna have to get this sidebar removed. So this is a feature from Sakura. We're gonna have to get this thing removed, and for this we need to go to the customizer. So from here, click on customize. Let's go within global sidebar. And then we're gonna have to change the default to something like contained or stretched. I think stretched will be fine. So let's select that. And once that is done, you're gonna have to change all these to default, just so we don't see the sidebar anywhere. Now in some other pages, if you need the sidebar, then you can simply come back here and you can change this to your liking. But yeah, so far I don't have any use for sidebar, so this is how I'm gonna keep it. This is what the site looks like now. Alright, so another thing that I noticed is that this right here, it's called the page header. I don't need this thing either, so let me edit this. So to remove that, we need to go back and edit this page, and from down here you can go into header, page header, my bad, and turn this thing off. And once this has been done, what's gonna happen is when I view the page, right here the header is gone, but we have this weird thing which we'll remove in a second. Another thing is we have this header right here. I don't really like this header. We're gonna change that as well. So we're gonna go right here into header, and we're gonna turn on enable transparent header and update this. And once it has been done, this is what the header looks like. We're gonna fix this thing in just a second. Alright, so now let's go into customizer yet again, and let's go ahead into header and navigation, then go into site identity. First things first, so I don't like this title right here. I'm gonna remove this. Touchscroll.net, I can just simply disable it, that's fine. Alright, so after that, go into main header and then select this option right here, so all of our menu shift into the left side. So I really like this. So and now to fix this weird thing right here, what we're gonna have to do is we're gonna have to go into global, then go into content area, and then turn this padding all the way down to 0. So now it sits flush. So yeah, publish this as well. Alright, so now the next thing that I need to fix is the font right here. So to fix that, we're gonna again have to go into header and navigation, then go into primary menu, then scroll down here to typography, and now we're gonna have to put in our font. So yeah, we've been using Poppins font everywhere else, so that's what we're gonna use. Poppins font right there. If I want to increase the size, I can do that. I think I'll just leave it as it is. And by the way, I'm not a designer, so my design might not be to your liking, but I'm just showing you how you can do this. So yeah, once that is done, let's go into color and let's change this color as well. Alright, now to change the color, when it's active, I need this color right here. So this is the color we've been using everywhere else. So this is exactly what I'm going to use right here as well. Alright, so once that's done, click on publish and it'll be published. So now let's remove this white line. I don't like it there. So for that, let's go into our main header and then border bottom, turn this thing to 0, publish this, and there you go, it's been removed as well. So now let's go design the page. Alright, so here we are at the page. First things first, I'm going to change this text right here. I'm going to name it Zamkai Master. So Zamkai Master, fun fact, it's my poet name. I write poems, so regardless, I'm going to make this thing bold because it looks good this way. So the next thing that I need to change is this image right here. So what you'll have to do is you need to select this section right here, and be careful. You need to select the section and then go into style, background, and edit this. Go into image and you can simply change the image from right here. Now I have a few images ready. I edited these within Photoshop, so yeah, I'm going to use them. So uploaded, select this image, and this is how it looks. A few things that I need to change is I'm going to change this to auto, so it's going to be a bit zoomed in, but yeah, that's fine. I'm going to go right here. I'm going to change this just a little bit. Let me remove this so that I can see a bit better. 8. Yeah, this looks just fine. Auto, no repeat. Yeah, everything looks good. Then click right here, and there you go. This is ready. Now the next thing that I need to do, you can simply edit this text right here. So yeah, here I'm going to change this text. Instead of product designer, I'm going to change it to marketer. Right, like so. Let me capitalize the M. And San Francisco, it's alright. What you can do is you can change its color. And to change its color, you can go right here and highlight, and you can change its color. So we're going to use the color that we just copied. That's the color. Looks pretty good. We're going to have to change the color of this button. So yeah, click on the button first and then go into its style, background, and change its color from here. Now here you can use your primary color, which I don't think this is the correct color. So let's fix that and let's paste our own color. And I'll teach you how to set up your primary color so that each time you can just, click on your global colors and the color will be applied. Don't forget the hash, and there you go, the color has been changed. And what you can also do is you can have a separate color for hover, which we have it right now. You can see the color is still orange, which I don't like. So I'm going to go right here, and I think I'll use a gradient this time. So our first color, let's go back to hex, and we're going to change this to our normal color, and we're going to go right here. We're going to do the same here as well, but I'm going to alter it by a bit. So I'm going to make it just a tad bit light, and I think the angle, I'm going to set this to 180. So now when you go, this is how it looks. Pretty subtle, looks pretty good. So there you go, we're done. And make sure to update your page once in a while so that you don't lose all your changes. And yeah, while we're doing this, let's go back to our customizer. I need to show you how to set up your primary colors. So for that, go into global colors and select your primary color and change it to what we were using just now, or whatever you're using. So change it, and there you go. If you have a different base color, you can select that as well, and for borders you can select that as well. But yeah, if needed, we'll come back to it later, but for now I don't think we need it. So there you go, we're done with our customizer. Let's go back to our page and let's make a few changes. So here in this another section, we're using these different logos of different brands. You can change these as well. What you can do is you can simply click on the image and you can click on replace, and you'll have to open your media library. Once you've opened it, just simply drag and drop the images or the logos, select that, and there you go, this is how it looks. Now if you want to make changes here, like you can see, this is not well aligned. So to fix this, simply go here into advanced, unlock padding, and then can fix it here by a bit. I think we also got to make it just a tad bit smaller. I think we can just simply use padding for that as well. You can be more precise with your images, but yeah, I think this looks fine. You can do the same thing here again with others. I think this looks fine. Let's view it once in the front end. Yeah, this is how it looks. It looks all right. So yeah, let's go back. And now we're gonna have to fix these. So it seems the font size is a bit too big and the colors don't match either. So to change the color of this text, click on the block, then go into style, go into the heading, select the text color and change it to whatever your color is. So there you go, that's the color. The next thing that we need to fix is its text size. You can see that it's going below, so change it to around 55. It should be fine. Yes, there you go. Do the same thing for others as well. Alright, so there you go. I've changed the text, and what I've also done is I've added 10 plus years of experience, you know, because why not? So there you go, that looks pretty good. Now let's go into our My Portfolio section. We're gonna make changes here as well. So first of all, let's start with our content right here. I'm gonna change this content. I have this right there, bam, I have the content ready. And for this one, it's that one, bam, we're good to go. I'm going to change this image here as well. Click on the image, select replace, open the media library, and you can simply upload the image that you wish. Right, this one, let me drag and drop it, select that. And yeah, this is one of our recent videos where we showcase the checkout process for hosting and free domains. So yeah, make sure to check it out if you haven't. So there you go, this is how you can replace the images. You can do the same for all the other images. And here we have a button, so we're going to make changes to the button as well. So simply select the button, go into its general style. We're going to change it to plain so that we just have a text right there, and we can also use icons by the end of it. I'm going to enable this icon, and I'm going to choose the arrow right icon because and you know, you have other icons to use as well. All right, so I'm going to write the text. The text is go to my works. So later on we're going to link this to my works page. So yeah, and make sure to update. Alright, so go to my works. This is the page. Here we're going to link to my works page later on, and the font here is not correct. So let's change that. Go into style, go into text, and change the typography. Select the font you've been using. In my case it's Poppins there, and I think the font size is 16. So there you go, looks alright. Click on update. So now let's go down to 4 things I always promise section, and I think this I looks better when capitalized. So there you go, capitalize that. And here you can see that we have this right here. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, but they're kind of low on their opacity. So let's change their colors alongside the colors of these titles as well. So let's go right there, text color. Now here you're gonna have to go into hex, change this to your color code, whichever that is. It's this right here. In my case it's this. So after that's done, reduce this slider, and after this is done, go back to RGB and change the opacity to 10. So there you go, and there you go, this is how it's gonna look. Looks alright. 2-time revisions, you can change the color for this as well. Simply go into style, heading, change the text color. So I'm gonna do the same for all the other titles as well. Alright, so there you go, we're done with all 4 of these sections. Now let's go into our quote section. Now I have an image ready for this one as well. Simply click on the section, then go into style, background, and change the image. Change image right here, drag and drop the image, and here I've used Alex Hormozi. I created this image in Photoshop, so we're gonna use this. And here we can go right down, maybe change this just to the point it looks about right. I think 78, this looks fine. Let me update this. There you go. Now let's go ahead and let's change our quote. So here the quote is, doing the thing that scared me the most, giving away my secrets, led to the biggest breakthrough in my life. There you go. Now let's change this from Alex Brown to Alex Hormozi. And you know, maybe I'll give a dash right here. So to change its color, click on the block, go into style, heading, text color, paste whatever color you were using. So there you go, we're done with our quote section as well. And here we are at our feel free to say anything or contact me page, right? So yeah, what we can do here is, I think I'm just gonna leave this as it is. It looks just fine. If you want to make changes here, you can. So let's go ahead and let's make changes to this button right here. Select the button, go into its style, go into its background, and change the color. Right, that one, we're gonna use that. And I think I wanna change its hover color as well. So we're gonna do the same thing for hover. We're gonna give it this gradient that I used last time. So simply go right here, change this to hex. So yeah, put in your hex code. Once that's done, select this gradient point, and yeah, put in its color as well. And yeah, I'm gonna make this thing slightly lighter. So here, when we hover over it, it's gonna look good. After we change the angle to 180, so I think this looks good. And also to change this text, simply select the text and you can change it to whatever you wish. And yeah, once you've updated your site, do not forget to update. And so far as I'm concerned, we're done with our homepage. Now we're gonna have to fix these buttons right here in a sec, you know, make them usable, but we're gonna do that in a bit. And yeah, this is how it looks in the front end. Here you go. This is how it's looking. Looks pretty good. So yeah, one thing. Now, suppose someone logs into your website. In my case, it's testgrill.net. If we go in, they'll be redirected to your posts page, and this is not the page you want. You want them to be redirected to your home page. right here. So to fix this, simply go into your WordPress dashboard, then go into settings. Then go into reading. You can see your homepage displays, and instead of your latest posts, change this to a static page. Select your home as your home page. Save changes. Once that's done, and whenever someone goes into testgrill.net, they'll be automatically redirected to your homepage. Nice. So yeah, once this is done, let's go into our pages and let's add a new page. This time it's going to be the about page. And just like before, we're going to go into our block art library. We're going to go into starter packs, select the freelancer starter pack and choose the about page. Import this page, and once it has been imported, you can see all the sections are all cropped up. Doesn't look good. So to fix this, go right here into your layers, select all these sections and change this to full width. There you go. Let me publish this page and let me show you what it looks like. So here, this is what the page looks like. So two things that I noticed right off the bat is this page header and this header. They are not what we're looking for, so we're gonna fix that. And yeah, besides that, we're gonna have to fiddle around with the content. So yeah, let's get started. So first things first, let me close this. Go down here into page settings and go into page header, turn this thing off. Go into header and enable transparent header, update this, and now this is what the page looks like, aligns with our previous designs. So now I guess let's get started with our page. First things first, I have an image for this section as well. Select the section, go right here and go to style, background, and change the image. I'm gonna upload this image right here, select, and so this is the image. So let me fix this by a bit. I think I remember the numbers. Change this to 10, 16. Yeah, that looks alright. So now let's write the content for biography. Actually, I don't like the word biography, it's too long. Simplify it. Let's only keep bio. And yeah, first content right here. Select this and paste in your content. Here for the next one as well, paste in your content, update this. I think I'm gonna make it so our content right here, bio, words, etc. aligns with our menu right here. So let's fix that. So first things first, you may not see this, but right here we have a separate column. Simply delete this column so the bio can move to the side, and let's update the page. Let's see how it looks. Yeah, this looks fine. And I think the next thing that I want to change is that I think I want to make this section a bit longer. So to fix that, we're going to go right here, select the section block and go into general, change its height to minimum height, and let me change this. Alright, 592, there you go. We've made this section a bit longer. There you go, looks fine. Alright, so there you go. We're done with our bio section. This looks fine. Now let's go into our award section, and the same thing as before, select this column right here and delete it. Now we're gonna have to make changes to the color, same thing as before. So this number right here has lower opacity, so we're gonna do the same thing. Select the block, go into style, change its color, go into hex, and then paste in your color code, then go back to RGB and then change this to 10%. There you go. Now for our title, we're gonna do the same thing. Go into style, heading, text color, and change this to whichever color you've been using. So I'm going to do the same thing for others. Alright, so there you go, I've made changes. Now I'm not going to make any changes here in the content. If you want to, you can fiddle around with the content, showcase or highlight whatever you want to highlight. So now let me update this. So this is what the section looks like. Now one thing that I see we need to fix is that the content is mothered to the left and we have a lot of dead space here. So let's fix this. So to fix that, we have a column right here. So simply select on the column and delete this column, press the delete key. Now the column has been deleted. Alright, and now this column right here, which can be selected directly, or for the ease of it, you can go into layers and you can select the column right after the section within. Select this column and change its width to 100. Update this and let's go have a look. So there you go, you can see now they're even and we don't have a lot of dead space. So this looks alright. We're going to do the same thing for the social media section as well. So just as before, simply go right here and delete this column and change the colors and the titles. Alright, so there we go, we're done with this. Now one thing that I notice is that whenever I hover over these links, they change their colors to orange, and orange is not our color scheme. So to fix this, simply click on this block right here and go into style, go into text and text color and change the hover color to whichever you see fit. In our case, it's going to be the blue. So we're going to do the same for all others, and make sure to update the page every once in a while so that you don't lose your changes. And just like before, this thing is smothered to the left and a lot of dead space here. To fix that, I'm sure we have a column here. And yeah, if it's ever hard for you to reach these columns and sections, what you can do is you can simply go right here into your layers, and you can see all different columns. So let's delete this column right here, select this column right within the section where we have our content, and increase its width to 100. Update this. Yeah, now it's fixed. It looks pretty good. Now let's go down here into this section, and let's do the same thing with our button. Change its background color to the color we've been using once again. To update this text, go right here and change it to whatever you please. And once that's done, we also have a hover color here, and let's fix that as well. Let's go into hover. Let's choose the gradient. I've been using this gradient, and yep, let me paste that. Let me go right here and let me change this to hex so that I can paste in the color code, paste it, and make this a bit lighter and change it to 180. Now, one thing I recommend you do is remember the hex code for this, because I'm just playing with the slider right here, but it's better if you keep the colors consistent. So there you go, this looks pretty good as well. We're going to get back to the buttons in a while, but first let's finish up with our pages. So here we have our about page ready. Let me show you how it looks. So this is how it looks. So this looks great. One thing that I just noticed is that this home tab right here, its color is black. So to fix this, we need to go into our customizer, to which we can go from right here, click on customize. So now to fix this, we're gonna have to go into header and navigation, primary menu, and change the color. So our normal color, I think we're just gonna keep it white. There you go, looks fine. Our hover color is default, but you can change this as well to whichever color you like. So there you go. And our active color, I think we set it a while back. This looks fine. So yeah, let me publish this. And yeah, here we're done with our about/bio page. It looks pretty good. So now let's move over to my works page, or like our actual portfolio page. So simply from the WordPress dashboard, add a new page, title it My Works, then go into block art library, star packs, freelancer pack, and you can simply import this work page. Alright, so once the page has been imported, simply go into your layers and select the section. We only have a single section this time. Change this to full width. So now it looks nice and wide. So turn this thing off. So My Works is the page where you're going to showcase all your works. So let me publish this and let me show you what the page looks like first. View page. So there you go, this is how it looks. A few things, again, we're gonna have to change the page header and the header. So go right here into page settings, page header, turn this thing off, go into header and turn on the transparent header option and update the page. I'm gonna change this to My Works. And yeah, so for this, I have a content ready. For this one as well, I have a short note, and the note is, click on the images to visit the links, which I'll teach you how to do that as well. Alright, so here you can get started by replacing the images first. Simply click on the image block, then click on replace. You can then open your media library and you can select your images if you have it right there. If not, then you can simply, click on the image block, replace, open media library, and then you can drag and drop the images here, select them, and yeah, this is how it's gonna look. You can do the same for every other image right here. So you can do the same for other images here as well, like simply click on replace, or you can directly upload new media here as well from your PC. Or, go into media library, then you can drag and drop the items here as well. I'm gonna change this image as well because they're not well aligned. So I'm gonna replace this. There you go, this looks fine. So now to turn these images into links, what you're gonna have to do is click on the image block, then go into image, edit this, and then throw in your link, whichever that may be. In my case, it's the YouTube video. And then I'll click on open link in a new tab. So there you go. And also, what you can do is you can go into style, go into image, and when someone hovers over the image, you can add this zoom in animation, right, like so. So yeah, this looks pretty good. So once that is done, click on update, and then you can do the same for every other image here as well. For this one as well, I'm gonna go right there, general, go into image, edit this, and then paste in your link. Open this in a new tab, update it, and you can again go to style. On hover, you can click on zoom in, and yeah, when you hover over it, it's gonna zoom in as well. Let me do the same for these two as well. Alright, so there we go, we're done with this, and let me show you the page. this is what the page looks like right here. It looks pretty good. And if I hover over it, you know, there's the zoom in animation, and when I click on it, then it's going to open up this link as well. So there you go. We're done with our My Works page. Finally, we're going to create a contact page so that people can contact you. So for that, let's go back to our WordPress dashboard, then go into pages, add a new page. All right, so name the page contact. I'm going to show you how you can build this page from scratch. So we're not going to be using Blockart's library here. So we're going to be making this on our own. So simply first things first, let's add a new section right here. Once that is done, you can choose your layout. I'm just going to use the normal layout right now. So here, what I'm going to do is first things first, let me select this section and let me turn this thing full width. Then I'm going to add in a heading. Just like so, and I think I'm gonna name it drop your queries here. Again, we're gonna have to change our fonts, so go into style, go into heading, change the typography, type in Poppins, and I think the text size is fine. So let me publish this page first. So here the next thing we need to do is we need to follow our website's theme. So let's go into our section and let's change the style. Let's get in a new background. And as usual, I have an image ready right here. That's the image selected. You know, it's just me looking handsome as usual. But it seems the text color here is not white, so let's fix that as well. All right, so now let's add a few elements within the section. First of all, I'm going to add in a paragraph. So there you go. This is the content, and I think we need to change its text color first. I think I'm going to keep it white as well. And then our font, which is Poppins once again. So one thing that I noticed is that there's not enough space between this header and the ceiling of this section, so let's fix that. So I'm going to select this heading block right here, go into advanced, and let me turn on its padding. And I think I'll change this padding to 15 maybe. Yeah, I think that looks alright. So now while we're designing this page, we're also going to have to add in a form. So let's go back to our WordPress dashboard once, assuming you remember the plugin we installed, the Everest Forms plugin. So go to its tab, and here we already have a contact form. Let me show you how this works. So when you click on edit, you have this basic form right here with your name, email, subject, and message. So this looks alright. With this plugin, you can actually add as many forms as you like. You know, you can simply add new, and you can customize it yourself from scratch. You know, it's simply drag and drop, or you can select one of their templates. You know, it's a pretty good plugin. But so far for this video, we already have a basic form right here, and yeah, we're going to implement this form into our contact page. So let's go back to our page, and actually I think I've been using a different color scheme for paragraphs, so I'm going to change its color. I think its color is, so that's it. It's a bit grayish color. So there you go, looks pretty good. So now let's go ahead and let's add our form within this section. Search for Everest Forms, and you'll get this block right here. Simply drag it right below, and then select your contact form, after which your contact form will be shown right here. But you can see there's an issue. The contact form is a bit too long and there is no background. To fix this, let's go ahead and let's add a new section right underneath here, and let me select this layout, and then let me drag and drop this Everest Forms within that section. So there you go, now it's looking alright. And actually I think we don't need this column, so I'm just going to remove that column. It's alright. Then let's go into style, and let's change this background to white. So there you go, now it looks alright. Now what you can also do is you can add a border. I'm gonna add firstly a radius, right, like so. So there you go, I think 15 looks fine. There's also an option for, you know, the type of border you want and box shadow, which you can fiddle around with. But yes, right now I don't want them. One thing that I do notice is that there's not enough space at the top and the bottom. So to fix that, again, let's go into advanced, unlock our block padding, and let's add a bit of padding on top. And here, this is what the page looks like. You know, we still need to make a few changes, and oh, I've been forgetting this. So let's fix that first. Now let's go into our page header. Let's turn these off, header, and let's turn this on, update this. Okay, we need to add a bit of padding on top here as well. Or what you can do is you can go right here and you can search for spacer or spacing. You can drop it right there, 50 pixels. I think this will be alright. There you go, looks alright. I want to increase this a little bit more. 100, update. So I think 100 looks fine. I'm gonna leave it at 100. So yeah, now the next thing that I notice is that there's not enough space here between the block and the section. So let's increase that space as well. So select the section. If you can't select the section for whatever reason, then you can go right here into your layers and you can select this section, then go into advanced and simply increase the bottom pad. I think I'm gonna keep this thing 50, update. Let's see how it looks. Yeah, 50 looks about right. Now let me turn this thing off and let's add a few more sections. And I think here, I'm just going to use our normal regular section with a single row. Alright, so here what I'm going to do is I'm going to reuse the social media section that we used in my about page. So to do that, let me update this page first. Let me go here into my about page. Let me edit this page. I'm gonna go right here. I'm gonna select this social media section. Actually, let me turn on the layers. I'm gonna select this entire column, copy that, go back right here, and let me select this column within this section, and I'm simply going to click Ctrl V. So there you go, this section has been pasted. So one thing that I noticed is that the social media section went into the forms section, and we don't want it there. Alright, so yeah, to fix this, we need to add another section. So for that, go right here, select this section, and you're going to have to be very careful when you drag this. You're going to have to drag it outside the previous section, which is on top. This is a bit tricky, but if you can get it right, you'll have this thing at the other section. I did not get it right, so yeah, we can fix this. Simply go into your layers and then separate this section, bring it outside. There you go, fixed. So now what we can do is we can move this entire column within this section. So there you go, it's been moved. Let me delete this column, and let me change the color of this section. So for that, we're gonna have to change the background color of this section and also make this thing full width. So for that, select this section right here, change this to full width, then go into style, background, and then select the darkest color, which is black. So there you go. Let me update this. Alright, so this is what the page looks like. A few things that I think we need to fix is that there's not enough space here at the bottom, and there's not enough space here between these sections. So let's fix that. So to fix this, we can simply go right here and we can select this section and we can increase its padding. On top, give it a padding of 80, and on bottom, let's give it a padding of 100. And when I update this, it should look just fine. So there you go, this looks alright. Now this thing right here, this white bar, now yeah, when visitors come to your website, this won't be shown. Right now I'm logged in as an admin, so that's why this is being shown. If I copy this and then I open it in an incognito window, then you can see that line is gone and it does not show up. Alright, so here within our form, there's one setting that I almost forgot. So simply we can go into Everest Forms, and what you can do within this plugin is that whenever someone fills out the form, you can get a notification on your email. So for that, go into Edit, and then go into Settings, go into Email, and here we have something called the Admin Notification. Now this, by default, has been set so that it sends the email to your admin email, but if you want to change this, you can change that. And other options, not as important, but if you want a custom email subject, you can change that. And if you want a few more things within the email message, then you can change that as well. Right now it's using this smart tag called All Fields, which makes it so whatever information the user fills out in their field is mailed to you as the message. So yeah, that's done. So this is what the website looks like so far. We're gonna have to make a few more tweaks here and there, and we should be good to go after that. Another thing that I noticed is that I think we need a bit of space here. So let's fix that too. And another thing, I think we need a bit of space between these two blocks as well, because it looks a bit clustered. So I'm gonna select this title block right here. I'm gonna increase its margin yet again by 15. Let me update this, and we can see now it looks a bit less squished. It looks fine. So there you go. The next thing that I noticed was this right here. So to fix this, let's go into our about page, edit this one, bio, or actually I think I'll just select this section and I will increase its padding by a little bit more. Maybe make it 70. Let's see how this looks. I think I'll just keep it 100. Alright, there you go, this looks fine. So here you go, we're done. One thing that I really need to fix is this menu right here. I think homepage should be at first, so let's go ahead and let's change that. And right now it is alphabetically arranged, but I don't like it. Alright, I just think that the homepage should be at first, but you can keep it however you like it. Now to fix that, let's go within our appearance, then customize. So here within customizer, go into menus, and then you can simply create a new menu. Now let's give this menu a name. I'm gonna name it primary header menu. Select this as a primary menu, then click on next. Let's add a few items here. Let's add the home page first, and then about page, then my works, and finally contact. So this is how I like it. Let me publish this. There you go, this is how it looks. It has been published. Now we can go back to our home page and we can make these buttons work. We have 2 buttons in the home page, and I think this button repeats in our about page and maybe the contacts page. So we're gonna fix that. So now I think we're gonna have to make our buttons usable, because right now I'm clicking on it, it's not sending us anywhere. So to make these work, let's go ahead and let's edit this page. Alright, so we have 2 buttons on this page. So first things first, let's go ahead and let's make this hire me button redirects users to the contact page so that the user can fill out the form and they can get in contact with you. So to do that, let's go into the button. We don't have to do much. We simply need to click on the button and paste the URL of the page where we want the users to be redirected to. And this link does not have to be within your website. You can redirect them anywhere. So yeah, let's go ahead and let's copy this this right here. And there is another thing that I just noticed. If we look right here, our URL has this index.php right here, which is not a good practice. So we're gonna have to fix this first before we paste our link. Now to do that, we need to go back into our WordPress dashboard, then go into settings, then go into permalink, and from here for your permalink structure, select the post name option. Then click on save changes. Once that is done, let's visit our site. So now if you go into our contact page, then you can see now the URL is much more clean. It's just testgrill.net/contact. So now we can copy this link, go back into our page, and for the button, you can paste this URL. And once updated, what's gonna happen is if I click on this button, it's gonna redirect me to my contact page. So there you go, it works pretty neat. Now we're gonna have to do the same thing for this button, but for this button, it's a little bit different. So you can see right here, this button should redirect users to their mailing platform so that they can send a mail to this email, right? And for that, we don't really have a URL, but we're gonna have to use mail to and whichever mail you want the users to send the mail to, which in this case is sid@samkai.com. So I'm just gonna type that out. There you go. And once updated, we can go back to our home page. If I click on the button, so it's gonna open up Outlook for me from where I can send out emails. Whichever mailing platform your user uses, it's gonna simply open that mailing platform for them. So there you go. This is done. So whatever we just did with this button, you can do the same thing within the button in the about page, and you can also do the same thing within contact page, though I think we have not used that section here. The same way, you can simply copy paste that section, or you can simply type out your mail here, make changes to the text, and it'll work out just fine. Alright, so here I'm just looking through the site, it looks pretty good, everything's working. My bad, this thing's not working, so let's fix that right away. Let's go ahead, let's edit the home page, and let's change this. I think we need to make it just a bit more smaller. So to make it smaller, select the block, go into style, heading, and drop it down by a single pixel. So now it should be fine. Let me update this. Yeah, there you go, it looks good. And one more thing, it's the era of mobile phones. So right now our site looks very good for desktops, but you can go right here and you can change this to mobile or tablet view, but simply go into mobile view. This is what your site looks like for your mobile users. You can see, not very appealing. So yeah, for our mobile, this entire section goes down. So to fix this, let's go right here. Now for this one, we cannot expect the same design that we used here because this is a landscape screen and this is portrait. So to fix this, we're gonna have to make a few changes to our design. Nothing monumental and very simple. Alright, so for this one, I think what we can do is simply, first of all, let's select the section right here. When selected, go into the background. And let's change this to auto. And then let's maybe, bring me right somewhere at the side, just peeking in, just so people can see my face. I think this is alright. You can make changes to the design, you can change this entire section for the mobile, but for now I think this is alright. Alright, so I think this looks fine. The next thing that you can do is you can simply, make these texts a bit smaller. So for that, go into style again, heading, typography, and then, lower its font size. That's way too low, but we can lower it a bit so it does not interfere with the image in my case. You can do it however you wish. Alright, I think this is fine. Whatever, you can fine tune the design to your liking however you wish, but there you go, this looks fine for your mobile. The next thing that I noticed is that these logos are way too big. So to fix this, yet again, we're gonna have to play around with their width, make it smaller. So there you go, I've added a padding up top and a padding from the left. So there you go, this is how it looks. Then we're gonna have to do the same thing for this one as well. So there you go, I'm not gonna fine tune these, but I'm just showing you how you can fix these. So I think this looks alright. And then you have this section right here, my portfolio. Alright, so we don't have to make a lot of changes when it comes to mobile because the theme and this block arts plugin, it's pretty mobile friendly as well. But here and there, a few designs can go out of hand and you can simply fix them as well. So there you go, you can do the same for the tablet mode as well. Let me update this. So as far as I'm concerned, the website is ready. Here it is, it's looking pretty good. All the pages are looking good, everything's customized, and all the pages work as well. The about page, my works page, the contact page. So yeah, there you go, we're done with this. Alright, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, make sure to drop a like, subscribe, and if there's any other videos that you want me to make, let me know down in the comments below and I'll make it happen. And yes, I'm suffering with cold and it sucks, but take care.